simple script. Oh, here you go. Here you go, Justine. This is just a simple script that was probably done, I would say, 20, 30 years ago. But it's working from one of my good buddies. And he's trying it out right now. So far, that guy has 8 listings. He said he wants to do 10 to 15 a month. I don't even know if that's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but he's trying this script. Look him up. His name is Christian Munoz. Pretty hefty guy, big guy. But I was talking to him yesterday, and I'm like, hey, why not? I haven't introduced you guys with any of my fairy scripts. I don't think I ever done that. I think it's just been scripts that I've got from other people or that I created. But there's a pretty cool script. I actually gonna show you a video of this script. And you're gonna see how old this video is. That way you're gonna know how old this script is. So this is a pretty cool script. Remember, you guys could use your own scripts. You don't have to use mine. There's a lot of nice scripts out there, but let's get into it right now. I promise you this is a very interesting, let me see, hold on a second. Desktop. Anybody got any questions, anything going on? Anything cool? Nothing cool? Nothing too cool going on? All right, well, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Lenny.
This is Lenny.
Hi, Lenny. My name's Chris Oliva with Remax of Ocean City. I'm sure you figured out that your home came up on our computers and expired listing. And I was calling to see, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?
You know, Chris, I appreciate the call, but you're my 7th call already this morning.
7 calls?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You know, isn't it interesting that in our marketplace we have 700 licensed agents? Only 7 of us are actually doing our job?
No, it's amazing, Chris, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to take my home off the market for a while.
You know what? I understand. And, you know, and I'm just curious, are you thinking a day, a week, couple weeks? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, you know, as I said, I'm just going to take it off for a while.
Look how old that phone is.
So I'm just going to pull it off for a while.
Okay, great. So, you know, and I'm just curious, obviously it was on the market. If you had sold the home, where were you going next?
Well, actually, I was heading back to Florida.
Okay, Florida. That's exciting. And where, you know, I know Florida a little bit. You know, we're in New Jersey, so that's like South Jersey for us. You know, what area in Florida are you thinking?
I was heading back to Vero Beach, actually.
Vero Beach?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's great. You know, I have a lot of family there, to be honest with you. So what brings you to Vero?
Well, actually, I'm from Vero Beach, so it gives me an opportunity to get back to my family.
Okay, so by getting back to Vero Beach, this is kind of like a homecoming for you, right?
It is. It is a homecoming.
Okay, great. I look forward to being a part of getting you there. So, how soon did you have to be there?
Well, you know, originally we wanted to get there sometime about the beginning of April, say April the 1st.
Okay, so around the beginning of April. So what I'm
this
is that we have,
script's pretty cool.
We have 60 days to get you to Vero Beach, correct?
Approximately.
Okay, great. So, Lenny, what do you think stopped your home from selling?
Well, I mean, the market sucks.
The market? You're kidding.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think it sucks?
You know, I'm so glad you asked, and I've got to be honest with you. It seems like a lot of agents that aren't selling a lot of real estate in our marketplace seem to be saying that. However, we've had one of the greatest starts we've had in years. As a matter of fact, in the last 2 weeks, we've sold 5 homes. Wouldn't it be great if your home was one of them?
That would have been great.
Okay, great. So how did you happen to pick the last agent you listed with?
Actually, he was the agent that I bought the home with.
Okay. Great, so he sold you the house, right?
That's correct.
Okay, wonderful. So what did that agent do that you liked best?
He really didn't do anything. I never got a call from him, and it didn't seem like he really did anything.
Oh gosh, so he did nothing for you to get this home sold?
Right.
Okay, great. So what I'm hearing you say is that the next agent that you choose, like myself, should be a great communicator and somebody that's going to bring a lot of activity to your property to help you get it sold, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. What do you feel they should have done?
I thought they should have brought some buyers to my home.
So bring buyers to your home?
Absolutely.
You know, I tend to agree with you, Lenny. Now, what would you expect from the next agent you choose?
You know, Chris, honestly, we just want to get the home sold.
Get the home sold, right?
Right.
Terrific. Now, have you already chosen an agent to work with?
Not at all.
That's wonderful. This is great. Listen, Lenny, I'd like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques I use to get home sold?
No, I'm not.
You're kidding. When would be the best time to show you? I have Monday at 2 or Tuesday at 3 available.
You know, Chris, I appreciate the call. Why don't you do this? Why don't you just give me a call in 2 weeks or so?
Okay, so you're thinking give you a call back in about 2 weeks, right?
That's correct.
You know, and I can appreciate that, Lenny. But, you know, and I'm just curious, if I could sell your home in the next 2 weeks, would that be better than just calling you in 2 weeks?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So why don't we do the right thing here? In order to get you back home with your family in Vero, let's take tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'll see you then. I'll tell you exactly what it's going to take to get your home sold, the time it's going to take, and we'll just go from there. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay, great. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I look forward to getting your home sold.
Bye-bye. Great job.
What do you guys think about that?
I have to bring it closer to the close.
No. Did you guys get any takeaway from that? He was improvising a lot on the little fillers, but what do you guys think? Do you think the script is easy? Does it sound?
Well, the guy who answered the phone, it was very soft. Huh?
Yeah, most of the time you're not gonna get a call like that. They're gonna tell you off. They're gonna tell you why you calling me, but that's why you're here, so we can make it tough. So I'll tell you what. I'll give you a couple minutes, fill in the blank, and then we'll choose a pair of people to role play this script, and we'll get it on camera because we do have to get some of these things on camera. So we have enough people who have two. See how much time we have. Sound good?
Sí, maestro.
I see.
Sí, maestro.
Don't worry. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be easy. It's just you just gotta get a little uncomfortable because even when you make calls, you're gonna have to know what to say, or else, unfortunately, they're gonna hang up on you, or they're gonna tell you just these are the more basic brush offs is call me later, email me something, call me in a week. I'm not interested.
He said 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, so they're gonna just add time to the equation. That's the biggest one that they add time. Oh, just call me next year. That's why he said, oh, isn't it better to be in front of you by Tuesday? That way we could get you by where you need to be at the time you need to be at. So you're gonna have to know those rebuttals. It's just basic real estate. This is basic real estate 101. I'm actually making shirts that say make real estate great again. Believe it or not. I've been thinking about that. I'm like, damn, it's really back to the basics, guys. This is all basic stuff. It's just that before you start making your calls or your follow-up, you got to warm up at least 15 minutes a day. It's kind of like going to the gym. We tried to play basketball today, and Felix said, like, no. Let's go to the treadmill. We have to warm up. We have to warm up a little bit before you start playing basketball, right? It's the same thing in this. I warm up in the mornings to 7 o'clock call. So by the time I'm here, 8:30, I'm already warmed up. I'm waiting for 9 because for me, I think 9 is a good time to start calling people. I think if you call them a little earlier than that, you're going to piss them off because they're either dropping off the kids at school, they're getting ready to walk out the door, stuff like that. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think a good time to follow up with people would be at 9 to start. And then the best time to catch them in the evenings, I always think it's between 4 and 7. And the good time to call is between 9 and 12. Before they go to lunch and once they drop off the kids. So between 9 and 12 is a good time to, I say, prospect, right? Because you want to get new business. And then your follow-up should be in the evenings. I think that is a good timeline. I don't know, Chris, what works best for you, Chris? Because I know you stay up here. Like, where do you get the most answers?
Actually, my follow-up, I usually do like from 12 to 1.
Okay.
Because for me, most of the people are on lunch break.
Got it.
And they always say, call me around my lunch break. And then for me, my calls is usually in the afternoon.
And your pickup rate is a little...
3 to 7, yeah.
Yeah. So he does 3 to 7 because he's here late calling.
If I'm calling out of state buyers, or sellers, I'm sorry, that's usually in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he got his routine. He has his routine because his niche of clients is mostly probate, or still does buyers and sellers, but his niche is probates.
And it's funny because I had an expired the other day, and you have to like just match their tone, I think, right? You want to
Yeah,
match? Tell me.
mirror match.
Yeah, if he was kind of like stern with me and no, all you guys are, all the agents are the same. And all I said was, look, I specialize in, I don't have a buyer for you specifically right now, but I specialize in getting homes sold. That's what I do. I want to know what your needs are, and I want to see if I can match my talents to your needs. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time, especially. But would you be open to a 30-minute conversation? And it kind of just set the tone, where I kind of matched his like demeanor, and it really set the tone for it.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Alex Castillo?
It's true what he says. You have to level up with when you're talking on the phone. But sometimes when they get aggressive, you have to kind of like try to calm down.
Yeah.
It's, just like you said, agree with you and kind of like follow up from there.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, you know what, any buyer, any agent, this is what I always say. I say any agent that says they have a buyer for your house, 95% of the time is lying. Because they would have bought you the buyer, it was this on the market for 90 days, they should have bought you a buyer. And I don't have a buyer for you, so I'm being honest.
That's
But
true.
what I can do is show you how I can get your home sold.
You do it straight, you don't tell, I have a buyer for you.
No, because then I get there and I don't have a buyer. What am I? It's very hard for me to lie like that.
Yeah.
So, but some people work. It works like that. If it's an investment property, then it's different. But if it's a nice $1 million home, then I'm not gonna say I have a buyer.
So real quick, and I like that Chris says that, right? When somebody tells you, do you have a buyer for me? You could say what Chris said, hey, you know what? I don't have a buyer for you. I'm actually a listing specialist. I focus on listings, right? That's one way to say it. Another thing you have to learn how to start saying is, yes, I'm the buyer for the right price. Because I'm working on disconnecting my mind that you need money to do flips and all that. When in reality, we have Dale. Now, some of you guys have heard Felix mention Dale. Dale will do a partnership with you. I know he's doing one with Frank, and he's going to be coming soon to the office. So I have to disconnect myself and say, hey, I don't really need to use the money I have saved up. I could use somebody else's money, even just to do one deal or two deals, and learn the process that way. So you can say, hey, I'm the right buyer for the right price. Or say what Chris says, hey, I don't have a buyer for you, but I'll tell you what, I specialize in listings and getting homes sold like yours that didn't sell the first time around, and actually getting them sold. When do you have 30 minutes to talk? You have to not be afraid to say that stuff. Because, yeah, and the only way you build confidence is through what? Repetition and practice. Right? Like right now, I was texting, I got a couple people that I hold accountable, and Maria tells me, hey, why are you texting them? And I tell her, well, you know what did you tell me? What did you say, Maria?
I said the ones who are going to be here are going to be here.
So I hold people accountable, just so you guys know, right? And if you tell me, let's say, for example, Alex Castillo says, Alfred, I need you to hold me accountable. Make sure that I'm showing up, that I'm working out, whatever the case is. And he's asking me to do it. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hold him accountable. Because he asked me to do it for him. But then again, it's up to him, right? It's to show up and train and learn, because I'm telling you, nothing will change in 2025 that's going to change right now in 2024. It's kind of like, what happened? Donald Trump got elected, right? He's the new president. I don't see people selling. I know a lot of people that said they were going to sell. They haven't called me back. They said, if he wins, I'm going to sell my house. I'm still waiting for the phone call. So what we're trying to say is, listen, if you don't practice, rehearse, and drill as much as you can, it's not going to change for you. And dude, I think we all are here to make money, right? I don't think we're all just here to chill. And I like to see people make money. So this is why you're here. And this is so cool, because these little techniques, I promise you, try it for 90 days. Just try it for 90 days. Try a new stream of income for 90 days. Even if it's not an expired, try door knocking for 90 days. But door knock at least every week for 90 days, you're going to get a deal. You do an open house for 90 days, you're going to get a deal. Right? I'm telling you, because we just got another deal from one of Felix's open houses, and they went to the open house and they had an agent and they signed the BRBC, But then they're like, you know what? We're gonna let it expired, and we left them alone. They call me 2 weeks later. We got them pre-approved, and we submitted 4 offers this week. And right now we have counters to open escrow. Now we have to choose what house they want. So I'm telling you, if you try it for 90 days, if you try anything for 90 days but be consistent, you're gonna make money. Now, who right here, and I just need you to be transparent with me and raise your hand, who would like to make $10,000 in the next 90 days? Okay, let's be transparent. And now that you raise your hand is, what will those $10,000 do for you right now? Like, what would you use those $10,000 for? Reinvesting. Justino, what would you do with $10,000 in the next 90 days? Go on another trip?
Yep.
Okay. Alex, what would you do with an extra $10,000? And to a lot of people, that might be a lot of money. To some people, it might not be a lot of money. But what would you do with an extra $10,000 right now, knowing that you're going to get it in the next 90 days if you just do the work, whatever that is?
For me, my pride is just to increase my retirement account.
There you go. Maria, what would you? I know what you would do. Can I guess for you? 2 things.
Yes,
Finish your kitchen
yes.
and put some 22s on your car rims. I just play, Maria. But I think it's the first one, right?
The first one, yes.
Okay. Araceli, what would you do if you knew there was a next $10,000 guarantee from Lisa coming to you in the next 90 days? What would you do?
I would probably use it for my student loans.
Okay. Viviana?
Well, probably save like 20% of it into like
I
investment.
can't help you. You spend it on.
Invest. Oh, she said she'll help you spend it.
Right.
I know.
Elizabeth, what would you do? If you knew you had an extra 10 G's coming.
2 things. I would pay my daughter's tuition for college, and I would use some of the money to invest it in some of the tech stuff we talked about last week.
Now, let me ask you this. How important is to pay that tuition? From a scale from 1 to 10.
10.
Okay? How important is for you? Maria, your kitchen, how important is that kitchen to you?
Very.
Okay, so here's where it's at. If it's important for you, whatever it is, you're going to make time for it, right? So when it comes to doing scripts, if you only got to do it for 15 minutes a day. You could even role play with yourself. What you're just trying to do is just trying to memorize as much as you can, not just to sound just like it or sound like a robot. It's just to memorize as much as you can from the script. So if you are making calls, some people are not, but if you are, you're at least more confident to make that call. Trust me, it builds so much confidence learning what to say. And a matter of fact, the last 15 minutes, I'm going to do a live call. So you guys cool with that? Yes. I will call right now live to see if I can use some of this. So you guys can see how cool it is to use it. Now, I wanted to show you real quick. Look how many leads I just got this day right here. Those are between here and here. That's 400 opportunities right now. These are leads that I get daily on my CRM. That's almost 300 expires in the first day of December. Look at today, 77 expires, and these are only 10 miles from here. I'm not doing the whole entire state of California. I have a filter, but can you see the opportunities that are there? And I can tell you right now, just like you see this office, and I can speak on Elizabeth's, she'll tell you the other, no names Elizabeth, but since you're the new person, can you tell me, was it a ghost town every time you went to that office for the most part? So what I'm trying to say is not about people not showing up. It's opportunities you have right now because a lot of people are not calling. So that's what I'm trying to go at. Right now, a lot of agents are taking, and it sounds repetitive, right? They're disconnected, whatever. So these are all opportunities for you to actually snag a buyer or a seller. Just like I said, we submitted 4 offers, all 4 counter. So we have options right now. Right now is the best time for a buyer to buy. Less competition, and the seller is very serious about selling their house, right? And for these people, unfortunately, their house didn't sell. And they had plans to sell because, like you said, a lot of them are relocating to new jobs in other states. That's like a high thing. Maybe they just tired of being a Democratic and they want to go somewhere else. I can give you 1,000 reasons, but just so you guys know, there's 400 opportunities in the last 3 days, 10 miles away from the office. Because that's what my filter is. But real quick, can you guys fill out this? Fill out your name. So let's just say for hi, I'm looking for, we could just all call that person John, right? And then you just put your name, hi, John. Well, the first two will probably be John. Hi, I'm looking for John. And if he says, this is John, hi, John, my name is, and then fill out your name and who are you with? Because you want to let that client know who are you with, right? Hi, this is Justino with C21 Prime Time. There you go, Justino, there you go. Because you're going to be my first volunteer. There you go. I'm already looking at my second volunteer. There she is.
I thought you said you were gonna call.
Oh no, yeah, well, we still got a couple minutes. I at least want to get one role play in. I want to hear you guys one role play. Cool? All right. Let me know when you're done. All right, so let's give it up to Justina for being the first volunteer. So Justina will be John. Justina will be John. And dun, 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 dun. Who do we go? How about Elizabeth? Elizabeth, you want to be the number? Give it up to Elizabeth. Little group, but it's all good. How about if you guys both come up here? Both come up here real quick. Yeah, just come up here real quick. And here are the rules to role playing. Just so you guys know, there is rules. Real quick. If you guys do this on your own or you do it with somebody else, remember, when you're role playing, you want to role play with actually people who are calling, right? You want to role play. You don't want to role play with your kid at home that's 5 years old, and you want to role play with your wife because they don't make calls. So when you're role playing, you actually have to be role playing with real people who are actually making calls, right? You do this on your own. Those are one of the rules. Number 2, no small talk. So let's say Elizabeth comes into an agreement with Justino that every Wednesday she's going to role play with them for 15 minutes. When she calls him, whether anytime they chose, Justino cannot go, hey, Elizabeth, by the way, did you see how the Dodgers are doing? No small talk. That's rule number 2. Number 3, practice like if it's a real call. Like Justino said, that call and the guy that did the role play on YouTube, that was a very soft call. It's not going to go like that all the time. Most likely people are going to tell you off. I'll be straight out with you guys. Number 4, if you're not driving and you're at home or you're at the office, I think it's always best to make calls standing up if you have a stand-up desk. Because believe me, if you're like this trying to make calls, your voice, your tonality, you're not going to sound like you have a lot of energy. Versus you standing up using one of these stand-up desks or the ones back there, you sound more energetic and you can move around, move your hands like I am. And number five is always give the person the desired outcome. At least try to go through the script with them. Try to go through the script. Don't make it so hard to where they don't at least go through the script. Even if you guys joke around, he fumbles, keep going. Right? When people are performing and singing, they mess up on a song, you keep singing. They don't stop in the middle of the concert and say, let me start the song all over. They just keep going. So that's what we're doing. Right? So he's John. You're Elizabeth. So you actually initiate the call, which is always a ringing of the phone. He answers, and then you just go into the script and just try to have a conversation. Even if you go off a little bit off the script, try to go line by line. If you need to add some wording, that's fine, because that's what they did on the call. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Let me get out of your way, because I know Angel's working on trying to get some of these for our marketing. And whenever you are ready, Elizabeth, you ring the phone call, and I'm going to get my Mojo dialer ready to make real calls in front of you guys. Cool? script. Yeah. See, yeah. The tune-up. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback, Justino. Now I get tested in front of you guys, right? Because I have to also practice what I preach. It's like me telling you that I'm a developer, then I go to your Instagram and I'm not developing anything. There's a lot of people that have their name like that on Instagram. David, the developer, is one of them, right? He went to go work for a third-party company, friend of mine. He called himself a developer. They put him to the test and found out that he didn't even have his general contractor license and he's getting sued. So, yeah, there's a lot of imposters, the imposter syndrome, right? But not me. If I say I'm making calls, I got to make calls. So let me see what we can do today, right? So this is a dialer that we use. Let me see real quick. This is a dialer that we use to make calls. So what this dialer does is Mojo. It's been around, from what I know, the last 4 years. It's a great dialer. You set up your voicemail. You set up how many lines you want that dialer to dial. How many rings you want. If I need a call script, it provides one. You can see it here. And I call the list for and it gives you the option. So let's say you're calling in the morning from 9 to 12 and you stop and you want to start again the same list that you're calling for today's list. It'll start off where you left off, or it'll start off from the beginning. But to me, I'm going to start off from the beginning. Let me see what it does. Let me cancel this. Let me go ahead and we're going to call expires. Here's another thing it does. It gives you a list of properties. If you want to call auction homes, you'll see for rent by owners, cancels, etc., etc. It has a lot of lists here. Withdrawals, pre-foreclosures. It has a list here that you can dial them. Yeah.
For expired listings, how expired do you recommend that they would?
I like to call new ones, and I like to call people 3 months ago. You want to call? You don't only call the new ones because everybody's calling the new ones. I actually had a client, our contract just expired because he didn't want to sell it. He's like, "Good morning, Alfred." And this is right now. Look, today, 10:15. I've been receiving many calls from agents from the first day we took off the property off the market. I told him that was going to happen, that he was going to be an expired, and that's what happens. So if you have a client that your property expires, you cannot prevent people calling them, or I'm calling them. The property expired, right, Chris? I think it happened it happened with Chris one time a couple months ago. His client's contract expired. I ended up calling him, and then I just found out it was his listing, so I kind of just backed off because he got it again. But it's gonna happen, and there's none of you can do about it. It's just it's public record, so people are gonna know about it. Okay. So here we go. Let's go into the meat and potatoes. So the way it works is I got a hand dial with my phone, this phone number. Once you call the number because it's using the internet to make calls, it connects to the system. So let's see if we get lucky today, right in front of you guys.
Please enter your PIN number. You are now logged into the Mojo dialer. Press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
All right, guys. You guys are seeing it live, right? And I have a camera guy, which is cool. Here we go. Who are we going to talk to? So right now the phone's ringing.
Is dialing 3?
It's dialing those 3 numbers right now, right? Once that prospect answers the phone, his information...
957.
I already have pre-recorded messages, so when the phone picks up the machine,
Voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
it'll drop a message already because I have pre-recorded messages already. That's why. So you have a right here a bar of menus, And it's just dialing. So whatever number, see, it's leaving a message. So whatever number didn't go to, it puts it back at the end of the line. And then it just brings it back up. So the dialer is just dialing. If it goes into a voicemail, it'll drop that message that I have, and then it'll go to the next number.
How much you pay for Mojo?
So Mojo, if you get it for yourself, it's about $119. And it already comes with the data incorporated in it. If you get it with somebody else, it's $200, but it's kind of cool because I could transfer the lead here to my follow-up boss. If you have the follow-up boss CRM, and all the notes would just go straight into follow-up boss. I don't have to go over there. I don't have to go over there. So remember, the system's dialing right now. It's 10:25. People could be at work. People could be driving. We don't know. But also, don't do this just to check the box. But if you do dial for at least 100 people, the chances of you getting a conversion is quick. Christian just got a new listing. I think it was in, I'm not sure if it's Lancaster or Crestline. I think he got another one. He's not. That's why he's not here. But it's all from dialing. He said he's going to promise to dial 3 hours a day. I think 3 hours a day is a long time. I think 2 hours a day of prospecting, I think it's good enough, unless you don't. If you don't have nobody to call, then keep prospecting. But
the person you're trying to reach is not available.
And you're going to get a lot of those. But at least a person's getting a message. They're getting a voicemail. So let's say we get somebody on the phone. Okay? Any questions? Any
Yeah, so if you're calling and let's say you're not using this system, what would you recommend a voice message would be for like an experiment?
So the way I would leave a message, I would say, hey, Mr. Rodrigo Torres, this is Elizabeth. The reason for my call is, and to make sure I'm not wasting your time, are you still taking any offers on your property? Please give me a call back.
Forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not.
Did you hear me say I'm a real estate agent? No. You know why? You want them to call you back because they're getting bombarded with calls. So you want to sound different than the rest. All you're going to say is, hey, Mr. Rodriguez, the reason for my call is I wanted to know if you were still taking any offers. Please give me a call back. So if you're a seller and your house didn't sell and somebody left you a message like that, you're going to call them back. Most likely you are. Instead of saying, hi, this is Justino with C21. I'm calling because your house didn't sell. Call me if you're thinking about selling. You think I'm going to call him back? I'm not going to call him back. Still dialing. And what you do in the meantime, right? Sometimes people ask me, Alfred, well, what do you do? Because it's kind of boring. Well, for the most part is when I'm sitting in the desk or standing up and I'm by myself calling.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
There's a lot of things.
Reach is not available.
There's
at the tone, please record your message. When you have finished
there's a lot of things you can do.
So could you repeat the voicemail again, please?
So let's say you're calling Justino, right? His house didn't sell. Whatever the person's name is. Hello, Mr. Justino. My name is.
We cannot handle your call at the moment. This is a temporary fault and will be fixed.
The reason I'm calling is that I want to know if you're still taking any offers on 123 Banana Street, whatever the address is. Please call me back when you get a chance.
Okay, thank you.
And then once they call you, they're going to say, hey, Maria, I got your message. Great. So are you taking any offers? Right away. Are you taking any offers? Yes, I am. Okay, got it. Let me ask you this. What
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday
what
to
type
Thursday.
what type
If you're calling with a medical emergency,
well, you could say right away you go into the script, like, yes, I'm taking offers. Great. What type of upgrades did you do to the house? You see, I'm still not saying I'm an agent. You want to get them to talk. Hello? I think that was a voicemail. You want to get them to start talking, right? What type of upgrades did you do to your house? Da, 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 da. And then you could. Okay, I thought it was a. After you say those few words, now it's up to you to say, by the way, my name is Maria with C21. The reason I was calling is I want to know if you're still thinking about selling your property. Also, do you have a buyer for me? Well, that's what you say. I actually don't have a buyer for you. You can say that. You can say, I'm actually the buyer for the right price. or you know what, I don't have a buyer for you. I actually specialize on listings, and listing homes that didn't sell the first time around. Do you have 15 minutes? And see what they say. And most of the time, they're gonna be nice. Most of the time, they're gonna cuss you off. Most of the time, they're gonna say, "I'm not interested."
Hi, this is Dr. Mike Shue. Please keep it.
Or most likely, they're gonna say, "Call me next year," if you're calling right now. So if you learn how to say those things, like imagine this, guys. If you know there was no objections, would you be calling more? If there was people would just say, "Yeah, call me. I'm gonna sell my house." Would you call more people, Maria? If there was a list provided for you, 100 people right now that want to sell their house, 0 objections, and they just want you to call them and list their house, would you call them?
Of course.
So why won't you do it right now? Right? The question. Not saying you, right? Why? Why do you think they don't call right now then?
It's mostly the fear of rejection.
But you know how you're gonna. Well, okay. So that's good that we're having this conversation because you guys, we all go through that fear. How do you think you're gonna get rid of that fear?
Practicing.
I think once we internalize that you're not, as a person, being rejected, your service is being rejected because it already failed for them before. So it's just a matter of how you prepare, exercise and practice and all of this in order to be able to sell it.
And you know the 3 reasons why the house didn't sell, right?
Yeah,
What was that reason?
the price and
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Still dialing, okay?
Not available.
the agent.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Jack?
Hello? Who's calling, please?
This is Alfred speaking. Is Jack available?
From where are you calling?
I'm calling here from Rancho. I was calling to see if the property was still available and if you guys were taking any offers.
It's not for sale. I decided to do not sell.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. Are you still there?
What? For sale.
Let me ask you a question. My client sent me your property. If I was to submit an offer at full asking, would you reconsider?
No.
Okay. When
Selling it.
would be a good time to call you next year?
Not selling it.
Oh, you're not
I
gonna sell.
decided to stay here, okay?
I don't blame
No,
you.
I'm
That's
not
a
gonna
beautiful.
sell it.
Okay, no problem. We'll be in contact. I'll call you next year. Hopefully things don't change.
Well, okay.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Now you see? See? Doesn't matter what she's saying. And did I say I was an agent?
No.
But I like these calls because now I just keep going to the next one. But that's one contact and what.
Forwarded to an automated voice
So
messaging
what I'm saying, if you do this for at least 2 hours a day, you're gonna get an appointment. You're gonna get an appointment, and the more appointments you go, like Carlos, he's actually on another appointment from an expired. The more appointments you go, the more chances are you're gonna get a deal. Now, even if you got 1 appointment a week, and let's just say, for shits and giggles, you got that listing. Could you imagine getting 4 listings a month just on this? It's right here, guys. It's literally right here in front of us. And these tools are free for you guys. You know, and also if you have a CRM with Felix, you could get the lucky 7. We also have scripts for the ones that Elizabeth targets, Chris targets, I target, and anyone that you guys want to target. It's gonna be the same objections. I don't want to sell you. Heard what you say. She's pissed. I can tell she's pissed. But guess what? I'll call her. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Jonathan?
I'm sorry you have the wrong phone number.
My apologies. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
So now I mark it in the system that it's a bad number, so anybody calls, it doesn't get it. You guys get the point, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And I think what's cool is that even though she said the first time, no, I'm not selling, you already had a rebuttal to say, if I brought you a full offer and then she said, no, I'm not selling again, they had another one. Eventually,
Please leave your message for 6263. Now, the person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
And it's nothing personal, guys. Don't, like Maria said, there's nothing against you guys. It's just that the person they hired didn't provide services or something happened. Elizabeth?
So what happens then? Let's just say someone did tell you, okay, yeah, if
So if somebody says, yeah, submit an offer, got it, great. Now tell me what type of, now you want to lower. Once they say they're interested, whatever they say, yeah, bring me an offer, bring me your buyer, come by the house. Right away, you want to go into, okay, great. What type of upgrades did you do to the house? Put them at ease. Because that's a different conversation. It's called the takeaway. You're taking them away from a bad place because their house didn't sell, and you're trying to put them back to an at ease position. Like, okay, got it. I'll bring you an offer. By the way, what type of upgrades did you do to your house? He's going to brag about his house. Like, there was a...
Oh, well, you see my MLS, we already saw a picture. I said, okay, great, what's your time frame? Then you just gotta ask them another question,
Yeah, if they say, oh, you already saw the pictures on MLS, you're absolutely right, and the house looks gorgeous. Anything else you added to the property? You always want to compliment them. No matter what they tell you, stay at positive language all the time.
So at what point do you take them to the appointment?
Okay, once I did enough fact finding, whatever that's to you, to your client, to your client, to your client, I like to know the motivation. I like to know the timeline. I like to know if they're buying or selling. I like to know what are they looking for in the next agent they hire. So I call it 7 levels deep. Once I get all my questions asked, then I feel comfortable. Elizabeth, you know what? It sounds like we need to meet. After all my questions, hey, Elizabeth, it sounds like we need to meet. I'm actually going to be in the area Saturday, Sunday. What works best for you? Mornings or evenings? Now I'm booking the appointment. Once I feel comfortable and say, hey, Elizabeth, by the way, I'm actually going to be in your area picking up the sign from the Rodriguez. They were in the same situation you were. Their house didn't sell the first time around. After they met up with me and saw my marketing plan and how I get home sold that didn't sell the first time around, they actually end up hiring me. And to tell you the truth, I actually end up getting them an extra $10,000 right now. Wouldn't that be great if I could do that for you? Do you have 15 minutes this Saturday? Hello? Hello? Don't worry, we're going to get one more. We have plenty of time. Anything else? Any other questions? The reason I like to do this is because, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Have you had anyone go, like if you meet with them, have you had anyone be like, I thought you had an offer for me, like you're coming in as an agent now, like what's the deal? Like you lied to me and now there's like that credibility.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm not going to go over there and say I have an offer. The only time I come in over, that's when I'm doing my prospecting. Right? If they say, do you have an offer for me? Do you have a buyer? Once again, no, I don't have a buyer for you. I actually specialize in selling homes.
Hello, I can't come to the phone at the moment.
That's one. I don't have a buyer. Number 2, I'm your buyer for the right price. You could write up an offer yourself, lowball them, but at least you're bringing them an offer, right? You cannot tell me I didn't do my job if I still brought you an offer. It might not be the offer you want, Elizabeth, but I brought you an offer, right? And number 3 is I'm only coming over with the intention to one thing only, and it's to list your property. So before I even go to your house, I'm going to say, hey, Elizabeth, I'm so glad I'm actually going to see you on Saturday. Elizabeth, can I share something with you? Because only 3 things are going to happen when I come over. Can I share those with you?
Call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, Elizabeth, number 1, you're going to put me to work. Number 2, you're not going to put me to work. And number 3, I might not even take your listing. Fair enough? And now you know that when you go, either you're going to get a sign or not. But don't worry, the whole thing is getting that appointment. But you got to you got to ask motivational questions. You got to find out if they still want to sell, if they still can meet with you for 15 minutes.
Take them back to the pre-qualifying thing.
Yeah, yes, it's called a safe ground. You want to take them back to the. Okay.
2, 3,
So
3,
you
5,
heard what the guy said.
5,
Hey,
3, 3, 1.
here, let me stop it for now. You heard the guy say, hey, if your house would have sold, where were you going next, Maria? Where were you going next, Maria, if your house would have sold? Let's just go role play with Nevada. Oh, wow, that's exciting. What takes you to Nevada?
Change of weather.
Hey, I agree with you. I love Nevada. Right now, it's actually snowing over there. That's exciting. Hopefully, I could be a part of that journey and get you there. See? That's exactly what he said on the video. You're going to Florida. What takes you to Florida? I know Florida. Oh, that's exciting. Hopefully I take you on that journey to get there. I'm already applying for the job without you knowing. But once again, guys, listen. Continue to show up. I'm telling you, these trainings are going to make you better and better and better. My goal next year to do 60 deals. I'm closing 28. I'm going to be closing out with 28 deals. I say that not to brag. I hit my goal. It was 25. I'm going to close out with 28. Might be 29 if we could get that offer accepted, the one that we're doing the buyer side, and close it in 20 days. But next year I'm shooting for 60 deals. I'm going to shoot for 60. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I also want to do minimum 3 flips next year. And I'm going to find the deals, right? The hardest thing is finding the deal, right, Chris? Mm-hmm. So that is my personal goal next year. 60 deals, 3 flips. And even if I do half of that, I'm still doing good. And hopefully 1 flip if I don't do 3. Any questions? Just so you guys know, there's still no training tomorrow. There's no training. There's not going to be that Wednesday with Felix, I think. Or is there? No, you might want to check with them. I don't know if there's training tomorrow. I know we're not having a Zoom call because I'll be out of town. No training tomorrow, Harley. No training tomorrow. And then you guys will get more details on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. I don't know what the plans of the office are, but you guys will get more details. And we're also planning, and I don't know if you guys want to be a part of it. I'll talk to Felix. We're planning a 2025 goal planning. We'll probably have breakfast that day to plan our goals for 2025. We're working on those details. It has to be done before the end of the year. You cannot do goal planning in 2025 we have to do it before. So we're going to choose a day, either Monday or Tuesday, to do our 2025 goal planning. I have already a setup. I'll talk to Felix. I'll see if we could get some sandwiches here, Subway and all that. I'm going to try to get a list going. Also, did you guys RSVP to the party? Some of you guys are going to the party? Christmas party next Friday? You going, Angel?
I have my live show that day.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
I found out yesterday. I was like, what? December 13th, right?
Yeah, it's December 13th.
At night?
Yeah, I might start my show at 7. Yeah.
Are you guys going to did you guys? Okay, cool. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you guys. I know Alex is going to be there. I know Justino is the man, the myth, the legend.
What happened with the zombie?
Okay. Great question. I'll answer you in front of everybody. So real.